Hi there, my name is Sheila Beck, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I have just finished listening to the latest releases from Big. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm actually finished listening to the latest releases from Big Finish. Why am I so amazed? It means that I've nearly caught up with my massive Big Finish backlog. I fell behind. I don't know how that happened. It's weird. I got less done in lockdown than I did prior to lockdown. So I don't know how how that went down, but that's how it went down. Maybe you had a similar experience. So I'm up to the latest releases, which is the new countermeasures, the Movellan Manoeuvre and the Dalek Gambit, and they're really good. It's a strong recommend for me for this one. I think it's probably it's one of their best releases of the year. And there's been some good releases this year. I like the David Bradley First Doctor series, The Return to Skaro. And I really like Susan's War as well. But I think this one is, if not on a par, better than them. It's really, really good. It's a strong recommend for me. I do hope you guys check it out, because this sounds like it could be the last of the countermeasures releases. But they said that before, so we really don't. But it can't be the strongest of selling of their range, but it's really very, very good. And if you haven't checked it out, I really recommend. These happen to be a two great discs to try them out with. You don't really need to know anything about it. I think you can just come in cold and really, really, really enjoy it. Okay, but before we get to the review part of it, which is, I guess, the reason you're here, can I ask you guys, can you hit the subscribe button? That would be fantastic. Thank you so much. I mean, genuinely, thank you so much. I would love to show you my appreciation. Firstly, I want to show you my appreciation for just turning up and watching this video. So go check the video notes. There is a download link there for a Doctor Who audio story starring Nicholas Briggs as the Doctor. He's in these releases as well. But starring Nicholas Briggs as the Doctor. This was made in the mid-80s by a fan group called Audio Visuals. This story is called Deadfall. It's the beginning of their fourth and final season, which actually picks up the threads from a cliffhanger from their end of season 3. A really good story called Planet Alive. If you want to hear that, go check back my old videos. I have a link in there going back a few months. Or you know what? Just email me. I'll send you the link. That's probably the easiest. Or if you want to go and troll back through my videos, you're more than freaking welcome. Go help yourself. They're all there on YouTube. Also, I give stuff away each week on the channel. The stuff I'm giving away this week is True Romance. Fantastic freaking movie. The 2-disc director's cut. Great extras on these. Incredible commentaries by a bunch of different people. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, and then in the comments leave the hashtag Elvis. We're doing the giveaway on the TARDIS Zone, which will be on Sunday. What is that? The May 10th, when we're also going to be doing a live watch along of not the Doctor's Answer, The Empty Child. A freaking fantastic episode. We've been watching the Eccleston series week by week, so we can kind of get a feeling of it growing and seeing how it goes. And we're hit a good scene right now. So we're up to the Doctor, The Empty Child. Probably one of the best episodes of the season. Fine. So that's all the notes you need for that. Let's talk about the new countermeasures. Now, if you don't know what the new countermeasures are, they are a spin-off from the television episode Remembrance of the Daleks. In Remembrance of the Daleks, it was set in 1963. I think a few weeks after the Doctor and Susan left Totter's Yard, and it was a Dalek story, and in that story, the Doctor and Ace, it was the 7th Doctor and Ace, they worked with a small military group called, no, they wasn't set up as countermeasures. They was with a small military group headed by Group Captain Gilmore, played by Simon Williams. You probably remember him from Upstairs, Downstairs. Pamela Salem. Pamela Salem is in pretty much everything, including Doctor Who, Robots of Death. She plays Professor Rachel Jensen, and then Karen Gledhill plays her assistant. Is it? I think she's her assistant. Some kind of professory person as well. So those are the three characters from the TV episode, and so Big Finish, they spun them off into made them into their own group, and then gave them a boss to help round out the group. Sir Toby Kinsella, played by Hugh Ross. So they did a bunch of box sets set in the 60s, immediately following Remembrance of the Daleks, and yeah, they were really good. They kind of had a feeling of a very cool kind of mix between sci-fi and espionage series. it's got the feeling of like one of those ITC black and white serials, again from the sixties, like Man and the Suitcase, but with a bit more of a sort of sci-fi twist. It doesn't. They didn't really rest so much on the sci-fi. It's much more like spy stuff, and it dealt with alien technology finding its way to Earth, and these were the group of people who troubleshooted them. So then they did something really clever after doing a bunch of box sets of those. They then it seemed that the entire team was killed off, but then they brought them back and they time jumped them about 10 years, and they called it the New Countermeasures. So this was kind of like one of those ITV series from the 70s. Yeah, imagine like the New Avengers, when they or whatever happened to the Likely Lads, when they had a show that was really big in the 60s, and then they did a revival version of it 10 years later, and it really works as well. It's got this real feeling of like a mid to late 70s sci-fi spy show, much like the 60s, but it's got that kind of 70s twang to it. Again, I think the template is the difference between the Avengers and the New Avengers. So yeah, so these two releases, again, I think you can just come in there cold. You really don't need to know anything about it. I don't even think you need to know the background I just gave you. So what are these two ones? It's essentially what it says on the tin. It's the Movellan Manoeuvre and the Dalek Gambit. It's the Movellan Dalek War, brushing against Earth, and the countermeasures team are the ones who counter it, and they deal with it. And again, it's a lot of fun. You know what it feels like in a lot of ways. One of those backup strips from Doctor Who magazine from the earlier in the run. It was like David Lloyd or somebody would be who did V for Vendetta would be the artist on it. When it's a doctorless one when they got like the Altons had a factory somewhere in Somerset, and they that sort of thing. And so it's really got that feeling to it. Also in this set we got Caroline Seymour. She's a returning character. She plays a aristocratic arms dealer with a penchant for alien technology, Lady Suzanne Clare, and she's a really good foil for the countermeasures team. She's a really good villain for them to deal with, and she's kind of on an equal footing to her. And in this story, she's aided by a strange businessman, Morris Vallon, played by Cyril Neri. And so yeah, I'm listening to this. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's about a story about these robo butlers being introduced that were built using alien technology. Listening to it. The Movellan Manoeuvre was written by John Dorney. I'm listening, and I'm waiting for the bloody Movellans. Where are the Movellans? And I think I'm really into the Movellans right now. I just watched Destiny of the Daleks, but just by happenstance last Saturday. So I'm really kind of into them, and the Movellans are a monster, a race that I think just don't get enough love nowadays. And I loved it. I loved it when we saw them briefly in Capaldi's final season 10, when it was the episode, the pilot, where they're running away from the water monster thingy that can go anywhere in space and time. And so, they want to run through something that's like really, really dangerous to help kill it. And the really dangerous place is the Dalek Movellan War. So this is the Dalek Movellan War that brushes up against us. And again, they really, really worked back in that was it 2017 episode. But it's really clever putting them in the mid 70s, because then the Movellans were 79, so they would have been so incredibly contemporary for this time. It just feels like it fits really, really nicely. But I was just waiting for them to bloody show up, and when they do eventually show up, it was towards the end. I felt a bit jip, but there are lots of Movellans in the second disc. So I'm surprised they didn't just sell this as a 2-disc set, because I can't imagine listening to the first part without the second. I certainly can't imagine listening to the second part without the first. That'll be a bit nutso. But it's but when the Daleks show up as like a cameo at the end of Movellan Manoeuvre, that's when it all really, really kicks off. So again, I don't know why they didn't release this as a 2-disc set. They really should have. But there's not much I can really say about it without filling it with tons of spoilers. All I can say is it's exactly what it says on the tin. Daleks versus Movellans in mid-70s London with the countermeasures team fighting them, and it's lots of fun. I really hope, if you haven't checked it out, I really hope this is one you check out, because it ends on a bit of an ambiguous note. So it could be they're not going to do any more, and it just ends on this like kind of weird, kind of strange, emotional. It puts you in a strange emotional place. You're not sure how you feel about it, or it could be setting it up for a return, which is what I think, or it might be setting it up for another time jump, so they can be in the mid-80s. That's equally very possible. Whatever happens, I really do hope that we see more from the countermeasures team. It's a really fun fun group. Actually, you know what? There's another series that Big Finish did the first box set of, and they scheduled two. I bought both of them, and I really like them. Callan's about is like an espionage show set in the late '60s, early '70s. That would be a great, while this show crosses over quite comfortably with Doctor Who, and we got the Daleks and Movellans in this one. Then they had the Yeti in previous ones and other Doctor Who elements. Equally, it could cross over with Callan, which is a very like dour, anti-glamorous spy thing. Callan is essentially the inverse of James Bond. Yeah, the spy show where he's not going on international jet setting. He lives in these tiny little crappy apartments in cheap parts of London. That all rentals. But it shows you what the range of countermeasures is. That I think you could cross over with that quite easily, and you could equally cross over with like these fantastical elements from Doctor Who. So this one's a strong recommend. What's not to like? You have Daleks, you have Movellans, you have countermeasures, you have that like really fun mid-70s vibe, and you have a series that could really use a bit of love. So again, if you want to take a punt on something, this is one I really recommend. I guess to buy both, it's $18 on download. I'm not even sure if you can get the physical disc anymore. And also, if you buy it physical or you buy it digital, you get the digital version. And they got a really good app that you can listen to the releases through, which is what I've been listening, what I've been using of late. So there you go, strong recommend for me. I really hope you guys check it out. My name is Celia Beck, and the Rabbi for Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.